Hey, what's going on, traders? It's Johnny here with Trader X. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. And today I wanted to give you guys another update on how my day trading went, as well as let you guys know my thoughts on the NASDAQ. And so as you guys can see, it was a small green day today. I was up $21 on the day, and that consisted of trading solely the inverse ETF of the NASDAQ SQQQ. And so here are my filled orders with the timestamps on the left, the price points that I bought in and out at on the right, and the ETF that I traded here in the middle. But to get right into the breakdown, what I pretty much wanted to discuss today was the aggressive sell-off that the NASDAQ had. And so what we currently are looking at is a NASDAQ future, and we'll see that since market open, this thing tanked over 4%, right? So it had a very aggressive sell-off all day, and this is a pretty big move for the NASDAQ. So, a question that a lot of traders and investors might be asking themselves is why did the market sell off this hard? And it actually had to do for two reasons. So the first reason is yesterday at around 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gave a speech where he talked about the US economy, and he pretty much was saying that he believes that the US is going to be able to, the economy will recover without necessarily needing to go into recession. And so if we take a look at that, actually, you'll see that the market didn't really react to it yesterday. So during his speech, we did see this small little drop here before the market ended up correcting itself, right at market close. And so it took a whole day for investors to really react to what he said. And most investors didn't buy what he was saying. They don't think that we're going to be able to avoid a recession, and that's what caused this huge downtrend that we're seeing right now, right? Lots of people are scared because they think we are going to go into recession, and they didn't believe what Jerome Powell said. So that is one of the main reasons why we are seeing this big pullback on the Nasdaq. Another reason why is actually has to do with Target. So I don't know if you guys heard about Target today, but they actually had their earnings report, and look at this thing. So yesterday it was trading at around $216 a share, and today it's trading at around, at lows of 155. So that is a huge significant drop on Target. It's actually down over 25% on the day, right, from where it closed yesterday. And so, given this negative news, it wasn't surprising that the Nasdaq bled the way it did today. And so, what I wanted to make you guys aware of is how was I actually able to make money with the market being down, right? So, I'm sure a lot of people lost money today because they were invested in a lot of the top tech stocks, but on a day where you think the Nasdaq is going to be very bearish, there's actually a way to make money on it. So what I was focusing on was the inverse ETF SQQQ. And so what the inverse ETF does is it actually does the exact opposite of what the Nasdaq does. So as you guys can see, the Nasdaq was down, like I calculated, over 4% on the day. And the beautiful part about the ETFs is they're triple leverage. So we saw this thing drop over 4% on the day, and it was very clearly selling off all day, right? So it was clear patterns, clear direction. And so if you got into the inverse ETF SQQQ, you would have made a killing. So given the fact that this thing's triple leverage, it was up almost 15% on the day. So if you were a day trader and focused specifically on trading the inverse ETF, you could have made an absolute killing today. And that's pretty much the point that I want to make with you guys. There is ways to make money even with the market pulling back, right? So I'm sure a lot of people are scared and talking about how, it's very horrible that the market's pulling back, and in general it obviously is, right? But that is why there is lots of benefit that comes in day trading. So on a day like today, you know, direction's very clear. It's very consistently selling off, right? Making these lower highs, lower lows, and getting rejected by the EMA. And so if you traded the inverse ETF today with a heavy dollar amount, you probably would have made a killing, right? Because direction was clear, A, and B, the inverse ETF is triple leverage, right? So one of these small little drops on the Nasdaq would be triple the amount of the inverse ETF. So today was an absolute great day to make a killing on the ETF SQQQ. And so yeah, what I pretty much want to talk about is just the fact that there is ways to make money, guys, even with the market pulling back. And so yesterday too, I mentioned in my video the fact that we could have seen this big of a pullback from the Nasdaq, right? So the Nasdaq is clearly trading in between this channel, right? Right about since, the end of March. So start of April, the market has been very bearish, right? Trading in between these channels. And so as we saw the market fall, when was this? On the 12th, right? To lows of 11,689, it actually picked back up before it ultimately sold off. So is it like incredibly like wow, like shocking that the market sold off? Not really, right? When it tends to reach right around the areas closer to this resistance line, it typically tends to have an aggressive sell off. And so that's ultimately today why I wasn't too surprised that the market pulled back. Was I surprised that it pulled back this hard? Yes, but given the fact of the negative catalyst that came out today, it really wasn't that surprising that the fact that it was able to sell off this hard, right? But that's ultimately what I wanted to leave you guys with today. So there is ways to make money, although the Nasdaq is selling off, right? So, and not only that, if you guys are invested lightly in your heavy positions or in your long positions on the Nasdaq, then there should be no reason why a pullback like this isn't exciting to you, right? So as this thing continues to pull back, it's actually creating better deals for these big companies, right? So the market experiences pullbacks. That's why I'm not necessarily too worried about it right now. As we can see, the market experiences, these really, really nice bullish runs, but it eventually has to correct itself, right? And I believe it'll correct itself, closer to the 11,000 price point before I even start to consider going long on some things again. But, it's an exciting time because look at these companies, right? Tesla, Apple, Amazon, they're all down a significant amount today, right? These are huge companies that are very reputable. So, what do you think is going to happen in the future? These things aren't just going to go to zero, right? These are very high, reputable companies that most people know of. And so the fact that they're trading at such low prices should be very, very encouraging to you guys because the market tends to recover always, right? It typically always tends to recover over a longer period of time. So these pullbacks are really where the money can be made. Imagine where the Nasdaq is now, and if it were to make highs, new highs, right? Even new highs to where it was before, and you get into stocks like Tesla and Apple, Amazon, you're gonna double your money probably because of the fact that the market it such a good deal right now, right? So that's ultimately what I wanted to leave you guys with today. Don't be necessarily too worried that the Nasdaq's pulling back. It will eventually recover, like we've seen, and yeah, that's ultimately what I want to leave you guys with. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you guys are new, we would consider you guys. I mean, we would really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed because we are a new channel and we really are trying to grow. But other than that, I am gonna be making a recap tomorrow for my trading, so I hope you guys enjoy that, and I will see you guys then. Take care and have a good rest of your day.